Joining us now, Axios chief financial correspondent Felix Salmon and University of Michigan economics professor Justin Wolfers. Felix, I want to start with you. In that Oval Office meeting, the president was touting that tech giant NVIDIA is now going to manufacture some of its AI chips in the U.S. completely. How significant is that?
That's an old announcement. That's something that NVIDIA has been saying for a while. And frankly, no one knows when that's going to happen, whether that's going to happen. The ability of NVIDIA to manufacture advanced AI chips, this is an incredibly difficult thing to do. And by the way, mostly it's done by TSMC, which is not even NVIDIA. It's a Taiwanese company in Taiwan. And so, yeah, lots of people are making a lot of promises. This involves a lot of investment, and in order to invest, you need to have certainty. In order to invest billions of dollars in new fabs and that kind of stuff, you need to be sure about what the overall economic and geopolitical outlook is. And right now, no one has a clue. It's just chaos. And so insofar as that is going to happen, it's just being made more difficult by the constant back and forth and changing of minds that we're seeing out of this White House.
Yeah, Justin, I wanted to ask you about that chaos because I selfishly asked our team here to print me out a sheet of where all the tariffs stand, and frankly, I'm still confused. So I'm wondering if when you look at this landscape, are you seeing any kind of method to the madness?
I'm seeing a lot of madness is all I'm seeing, and it's all that anyone on Wall Street or any CEO is seeing. Look, Friday afternoon, let me take you back all the way several days ago to Thursday. We thought the tariff on Chinese semiconductors was 125%. They woke up, the White House woke up the next morning and realized they'd misread what they thought, and they thought it was 145%. Then by Saturday morning, it was down to zero, and then by Saturday afternoon, it was yet to be announced and coming in a month's time. This is just chaotic. This is impossible to do work in. The point that Felix Salmon just made, that it's very difficult to make long-run investments when you don't know the business environment, is one thing. It's very difficult to run a company when you don't know that you'll be able to get the inputs that you need at a reasonable price, or that the US is not going to enter a recession just around the corner.
And President Trump did say in that meeting, they're looking into some more exceptions, temporary exceptions, maybe for some of those inputs for auto parts coming in Canada. He said, but to Felix's point, nothing is certain yet. Felix, I also want to ask you about this concern. More than 60% of CEOs now say they expect a recession in the next 6 months. What indicators are they watching, and what are you seeing?
I mean, there's a pretty good chance, to be honest, we're in a recession already. If you look at the consumer confidence numbers, the inflation expectation numbers, and just the general wealth effect of people seeing their 401ks imploding, there's a lot of indication out there already that consumers are just not being excited in terms of getting out there and spending, consumers, of course, being the big driver of 70% of the economy. Add on to that the fact that businesses have so many calls on their cash right now. They're being asked to absorb a whole bunch of the tariffs and not pass them on to consumers. They're being asked to invest in new plants. They're being asked to pay higher interest costs because interest rates are rising. So they need to spend all of their cash in like 3 or 4 different places. There's just not enough money to go round. And if they can't spend it in all those places, then you get that recession.
And Justin, we've seen consumers rush out to car dealerships. My mom ran out to get a new iPhone this weekend. Could we see a short-term boost in consumer sales, and could that offset some of this uncertainty and pain?
So that short-term boost, the reason your mum went to buy the iPhone is it's imported. So that means what's going to go up is imports. You know who that's helping? Not the United States economy. And so when you're thinking instead about things that you might get built in Australia, in America, say you were thinking about in addition to the house, that's something where you'd use American construction workers. Right now, you'd be like, well, I'm not sure where I'm going to get steel and aluminium. I'm not sure what the price of lumber is going to be. And those are things that people are going to delay. More than that, remember, every time this administration puts a tariff on, later on it takes it off. That then gives people an incentive to wait longer in order to go out and spend. So I'm really very worried about spending over the next few months.